Good morning. What a great event, We must thank Jennifer for making such a phenomenal, really. You think of giving back to the community in whichever way you can. Jennifer has proven it today, being an entrepreneur, helping other entrepreneurs to really rise and become successful. Thank you so much for making this fantastic event in such a beautiful place, in our own community, in our own DCU center. I couldn't be any better proud than what you have done today to see what an entrepreneur can do for other entrepreneurs. Now, she gave you my introduction that I came to this country as a scientist to begin with, and then I became a tax consultant. But let me give you a story. This whole speech is going to be a story about me that probably will give you some encouragement, give you some ideas, give you some thoughts that we can do it. No matter what, we can do it because we live in America. 1976, July 16th, I came to this country, the land of opportunity, not knowing anything about America, not knowing the tradition, the ethnicity, the culture, the slangs they use. I probably can better illustrate that by giving you a true story. When I came in here as a scientist, and I used to work in Louisville, Kentucky in medical school, in a medical dental research building, and my lab was on the 3rd floor of the building. And it's been only 2 weeks that I came to this country, and one day I was in the hallway, and as I was in the hallway, I saw from the other end of the hallway, one gentleman looked at me and said, "Hey man, is there any John up here?" And in 2 weeks, I really didn't know much of the American slang. So I'm thinking if I know somebody by the name of John. And he came closer to me, looked like he was in emergency, he was shaking up and says, "What's the matter with you, man? Is there any John up here?" And I very politely asked him, "Can you tell me John who?" He said, "John who? John toilet, man, toilet." And in these last 2 weeks, I did come across certain last names such as Coffee, Shoemaker, Carpenter, Snow. So very gracefully, I accepted toilet as a last name. And I'm thinking that is there anybody in this building that I know by the name of John Toilet? One of my lab mates overheard this conversation in the hallway. He came, he grabbed me inside and told that gentleman, "Go upstairs, man. He's new here. He doesn't know what John means." The guy was furious. He was so mad. He said, "Teach him, man, teach him. He wants to live in this country. He better know what John means." Had he had a gun with him that day, that would be my last day in America, and I'll be giving this speech from heaven. And I'm looking for that gentleman who really inspired me that day. Teach him, man, teach him. He wants to live in this country. He better know what John means. If I see him ever, I'm going to tell him, "Look, I not only know what John means, but I also know now what Uncle Sam means." Ladies and gentlemen, that's what I was, a person who came here not knowing anything about this country. And I'm proud, and I think my entire family is proud, that today I stand here in front of all of you as a keynote speaker. I think that tells you all. Thank you. I think that tells you that it can be done. And let me give you my story now. I think I divide my story into 4 different subjects, 4 corners. My past, my present, if there has been any success story, what made me be successful, and then how did I really get that success, and how you can use it. So these are the 4 parts that we're going to be touching. So my past. When I was just 3 years old, or 3 to 3.5 years old, I don't exactly remember, my childhood was very rough, adverse. My mother passed away. My brother and sister, who were quite older to me. My brother was 14 years older to me, my sister is still alive, and she is about 12 years older to me. So you can know that I was not a planned child in the family. And I've always thought about it, that what was the purpose? My mom and dad brought me on this earth, and 3 years after I was born, mom took off. What has been the purpose? My mom was very much giving in nature. And sometimes I hear her telling me that, "Son, I left you behind because I was in pain, so God took me in His lap to give me comfort. But there is job to be done, and I left you behind to complete it." And I've taken that as my motto and mission of life. So that was my past. Many people helped us. My father started becoming very sick after my mother passed away. He became blind, he became paralyzed. Myself and him was the only person in the house, and there were times when we didn't have enough money, so we would live in the mercy of other friends, live in their veranda, live in their kitchen. So we were like vagabonds. Many months we were homeless. But people came around and helped us, gave us support. My brother and my sister-in-law unselfishly helped me to be educated. I got my PhD in biochemistry. And then I got a chance to come to America. I got a letter from the medical school of Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky, saying that you are accepted to come here as a postdoctoral fellow. I said, no, I can't go. I don't have money. My professor said, you got to go. You got to learn more. I said, how? I have no money. I can't go. My father is sick. I got to take care of him. He said, go to the embassy, get your visa. If you don't get the visa, don't go. I went to the embassy. 6 of us went together, 6 friends. Before me, there were 5 of them who went and saw the consulate general. 5 of them were rejected. It was not easy to come to America at that time. I went in. I was so happy that I'm going to be rejected. I don't have to go. I don't know what happened. I had a good conversation with the consul general, and he gave me the permit to go. Now I'm thinking, how would I go? I don't have money. My father is sick. I'm just totally confused that America is a dream, and I didn't even have that dream. But I went next door. Besides the embassy, there were several travel agencies' offices. So I just walked into one of the offices, just curious that how much does it cost to go from Delhi to New York to Louisville, Kentucky, just to find out. I couldn't ask my brother to pay for it. He had 3 kids. He had to raise them. He had already given me my education. So I went in and asked the travel agent, could you tell me how much it costs to go to America? He asked, who is going? I said, well, I'm supposed to go, but I'm not going. I just want to know how much it costs. He said, why are you going there? I said, well, I got an acceptance to go to the medical school there and be a postdoctoral fellow and continue my biomedical research. He looked at me for a while and he said, you are going. I said, what do you mean I'm going? He said, you are going, I'm paying for it. And I'm stunned. I said, you don't even know me. He said, I know you enough. You are a student here. You got a chance. You don't have the opportunity now, but you got to take this opportunity to go and learn more, and I'm paying for your travel, and you are going. Fix a date, your ticket will be ready here. But I'm not doing any mercy to you. When you make money in America, my brother-in-law lives in New Jersey, send him the check of the travel fees that I'm going to charge you. You know, he didn't only buy a ticket for me on that day. He, on that day, instilled in me the concept of paying forward. Every day, I think that I must have today something to look forward to and a reason to pay forward for someone. And when you think that way, as an entrepreneur today, that I have the opportunity, many people come to me, ask for help. I would consider, think about it, and I would never turn them down. Because we have that chance. So that's how I came to United States of America. That travel agent. He infused in me the concept of paying forward, giving back when there is a need for someone. Now, when I came here, I was in Louisville, Kentucky, in medical school. Then I got a chance to come here in one of the companies, and then known as EGNG Mason Research Institute, where I was hired as a scientist. One of my associates who works with me today for the last over 25 years, Lynn Murphy, is with me. She was my lab technician with me. We have a great association, and she is now a great tax consultant with me. So I was in EGNG Mason Research Institute and making good friends here in Worcester. And there's a big difference between the culture of South and Louisville, Kentucky, and then New England here, Northeast. Man, it's fast, and that's what's so slow, social, laid back. People are asking me every day when I meet, every weekend I go make friends, and they say, hey, can you join us, be our partner? We're buying 3-deckers. We're making investments in this stock. We want you to be our partner. Everything was above my head. I couldn't understand anything. I was a pure scientist. But every weekend when I go, they just do that. They just ask me to join them in these ventures of buying things, buying rental properties, and become rich. I told my wife that, look, I don't understand what they say. I end up playing with the kids every day when I go there. I said, I got to study these things. I'm a scientist. I must know what they talk about. So I joined Worcester State, then known as Worcester State College. Now it is Worcester State University. I started taking the accounting courses, finance courses, tax courses. Tax courses just fascinated me for some reason. Went on taking all levels of courses. And then I appeared for an exam that's conducted by Internal Revenue Service once a year for the entire country. It's called Special Enrollment Exam. Not easy to pass. 5% people every year pass that exam in one shot. I knew I wouldn't pass because I had family, I had job, but by God's grace, I passed. I all of a sudden got a license from Internal Revenue Service that you can practice tax laws in all 50 states. I said, wow, what do I do with it? I have a job, I enjoy what I do in science, but I thought that we had a family priest in our life, in our family. And I thought it was his blessing. We considered him our God. We call him Guru. I went to India. I met him in his temple. I said, I got this license. I'd like to at least start something as a tax consulting office in my home. But I want to name it after you because I think it's your blessing which helped me to become successful in getting this license. Can I name it the Guru Tax and Financial Services? He asked me to come close to him, blessed me, and he said, you can use my name, provided you use the success of the business, sharing it with the community when you become successful. That's what I wanted to do. So many people had helped me to be where I am today. I always wanted to give back. And that's how the Guru Tax and Financial Services started in our basement in a small room, which was hardly 10 by 12. And there was a small front enter from the, we have a walkout basement. People used to walk from there. My wife used to sit there as an office administrator, basement administrators. We worked hard. That's America. You got to work hard. We worked hard. We had 2 little children. They got involved with our business. Every place I go, I love to speak. I used to go and give tax talks. I became on TV. I became on seminars every place. And they would go with me. They'll set up my slides and everything. And they were with the ties and suit and everything. And they were on my payroll. They got paid. However, that's how it started in our basement. And today, I'm on the 446 Main Street on the 16th floor. It's a beautiful office. You come and every season is beautiful from there when you look out of the window. I have great staff. Lynn is here. June is there. There are many who came and gone, but association of those people in my life, in my business, has been the key for my success, if at all. So then from 1990 to 2023, it's about 33 years, I've been engaged in the business of tax and financial planning and investment advising and all that. 33 years of this. It has a wonderful journey. I have 2 sons. Both of them live in New York. They both graduated. They both did good education. My older one is a lawyer in New York. My younger one, he did his education, and then he chose to become an entertainment world, and he is a stand-up comedian, and he goes all over the country to make people laugh. And we're proud of both of them for what they have achieved. So that was my past. This is my present. So now from 1990 through 2023, in these 33 years, what has happened? I started my business with 0 clients. I didn't know where I'm going to go. I went to every place that I could go to meet people and trying to find out what America is all about doing business. I'm not an MBA. I never did a business. My dad always used to tell me that if you want to make some good money, be an entrepreneur. And when I never did that, I became an academician, became a research scientist. Never thought of becoming an entrepreneur, but it was destined to me by my guru's blessings. Then my guru came one day and told me that I want you to quit your science and do this full time. I'm fully wired, as you can see. So my guru's blessing, so he came to me and said, quit science and just do this to help people in their tax and financial matters. So from 1990 onwards, now I am in 446 Main Street. It's a wonderful journey. So many things we have achieved. Now I go to radio every week on Monday to talk about taxes and finances. We have over close to 400 clients. We serve clients in multiple states, over 20 states. They were all here, they left, but they haven't left us. We have clients internationally. We have been in the community with a good reputation. If nowhere people get any help, they know, go to the Guru Tax, they'll help you. We always help people because that's our main motto, main mission. In all these years, the mayor of the city has given the key to the city to me and my wife. We have been recognized as the Community Service Award winner. We have been recognized with the Harvey Ball Smile Award winner. Chamber of Commerce gave me the award as the Advocate of the Year award. And so many things happened to someone who didn't even know what John meant. So what I'm trying to emphasize here that all these things that has happened, if there has been any success to this, how did it happen? So one day I thought that, there are going to be many entrepreneurs who are going to be rising, who may be thinking how we can be successful. And it's a choice we make. We choose to be entrepreneur. Equivalently, I think we should all choose that I want to be successful. I just don't want to be entrepreneurs alone. I want to be successful, and there is a definition of that successful for each one of us. I define it differently, you may define it differently, but you got to tell yourself that I want to be successful. There is nothing like telling yourself, talking to yourself. Every morning before I leave my home, I look at myself in the mirror and say, you can do it. And that inspires me a lot. I don't think there is anything in the world that I cannot do it. Because if somebody can do it, I always tell myself, I can do it too. I'm born the same way that he or she is born. Why can't I do it? If you have that attitude, that inspiration within you, you'll be able to do it. So all these things that when happened, I thought that maybe I should put it in writing. And then I wrote this book, The 5 C's. It was Amazon's bestseller when it was published. And this is a book of courage. It's a book of bravery that, how you can really reach the success. And it's a book that gives you ideas and gives you inspiration. It's got a little bit touch of my life story as well. And as Jennifer told you that this book, there are 5 of them will be given if you submit the evaluation sheet on our table. 5 of them will be randomly chosen, and those 5 will be the winner of the book. But you can always get that book on Amazon.com. But that book, 5 C's, first C stands for connect, communicate, create, be confident, and contribute. These have been my keys to be successful as I see, not limited to. That doesn't mean that that's what you have to do. You can choose your own 6 C's or D's or whatever, but choose something that makes you be successful. And I thought I'll share that with each entrepreneur. Maybe that will help. It is not a book that gives you the statistics, that gives you the budget or the graphics or anything or math. It's not a Harvard MBA course that you get from that book, but what you get from that book is a sense of common sense, what we should incorporate in our business. So connect. The most powerful thing that you can do, or as an entrepreneur you can do, is connect with people. When I started my business, I didn't know anything about how to do the business. So I started going to all accounting offices, made friends, took my business card, gave them, and wanted to see how they are doing the business. I was not so much interested to see what they are doing, but I was trying to see that what they are not doing, so I could put that in my business. So I came back with the notes that, I think he's missing this. I think he's missing that. And I wanted to incorporate that in my business. I wanted to connect with people and be a part of the community, be a part of the mainstream. I went to many places, non-profit organizations, and I want to be a part of that, to learn more. Teach him and teaching. That always echoed in my mind. And I wanted to learn more. And I connected. And today I sit as the Vice Chair of the Chamber of Commerce Board. I'm the Vice Chair of the Worcester State Foundation Board. I'm the Chair-elect of the Greater Worcester Community Foundation. I'm in the Rotary Club of Boston. I have my own foundation, the Joy Guru Humanitarian Services. I'm a founder, me and my wife, and I'm the president of that. So there are many organizations, about 8 or 10 organizations that I'm a part of. And that's how you connect with people. Now, how do you connect? Every year, I think you should improve yourself, a value. You got to have a different value. Like every year, I get a software which is better than last year's. Every year, you get an instrument which is better than last year. A computer, a laptop, everything is getting a different new version. I think each one of us should see that what can I add in myself to I can increase my value. When you have value in yourself, people want you. People want you to join their board. So if you don't add value, this is up to you. No one else can add value to you. You want to improve your house, you put a bay window, its value goes up. Value is there in each one of us. My father used to tell me that if you want to achieve something, you got to go to that person. You want to reach the peak of the mountain, you got to climb. The peak is not going to come down to you. You want to go to the other side of the river, you got to swim. The other side of the river is not going to come to you. So the personal meeting, personal touch, as much as you can achieve by meeting them in person. You can't do that through email or just call. People get that, hundreds of them. But when you go sit with them in person, tell them what your mission is about your business, tell them what you can do for the community, people get the real, genuine feeling. Be genuine. Be genuine and never ever fold the value that you have inside. Let me give you an example. I give you this example. I give this all the places. This is a $100 bill, right? It says 100. It's got a value. If I ask anybody, would you like it? Nobody would say no. It's got $100. But if I take this $100 and I squeeze it, I put it under my foot and stomp it and totally like this, crushed. Now if I throw it away and I say, would anybody want that? How many of you say, no, we don't want it, it's crushed? You would want it because it still has the value. $100 in it. We, each one of us, have the value that we have been cultivating. It is there. Don't fold it. Your job as an entrepreneur is going to see that how you can unfold that and bring it back to life. Like this. You can have this value. So I think when you add value, refresh yourself, you will be able to connect with more people. People will want you to be a part of them because you have value. And people want you then. And that's how you connect. My next C stands for communicate. For every business owner, it's most important that timely communication must be done. Just like you call a doctor and the doctor doesn't get back to you on time, you don't feel good. You're not comfortable. I'm a tax consultant, I'm an investment advisor. If the market goes down, I call my clients ahead before they call me. I'm not hiding under the table. I always make sure that I communicate, advertise, talk about what you are. Take a big ad so people is more visible. Go on radio, go on television, go on social media. Communication is most important thing right after connection. Let people know what you are. Communicate with your staff. Give them a chance to tell you what they think the missing part of your business. Because they are seeing it daily more than you. So it's very important that you communicate properly. So connect, communicate, create. You got to be different. You can't be like next door accountant. Why would they come to me if I'm the same as the other person is? I got to have a little different sweetness in my business. You got to create something so you are different. People come to my office, my clients, whenever in the morning my secretary will greet him or her and ask for a cup of coffee, tea, whatever they want, beverage. We have that in the refrigerator. We just don't say it. We have it. And they may ask. And that's a common thing that is done in every business. Would you like to have a cup of coffee as they walk in? But when the client leaves back my office, my secretary must ask, would you like to have something for the road? Would you like to have another cup of coffee, water, something? That's something that not every business does. It's a little different. If they came, my business is in the winter time, tax. People come in the snow, sleet. If they came in a bad weather, My secretary after an hour will call that person back and say, Dr. Mitra wanted to know if you have reached home safe. How many business owners do that? So be different, create something. I will take interview. If you come to me as a client and I'm interviewing you and knowing more about you, I'll find out while talking to you what's your hobby. You may like to play golf, you may like gardening, you may like birds, you may like pets, and I'll make a note of it. And then we prepare a package when it is ready, fully weighed and put the stamps on it. I have the stamps of your liking. If you are a golf player, I have golf stamp on it. If you are a pet liker, I'll have the dog stamp on it. I used to go to the post office and stand there, and the people, those who are working other side of the cashier, they'll look at me and say, hey, we got new stamps for you. They knew that I'm coming here to get some new stamps to match the hobby of that client. And when I give it to them, they said, oh, you gave stamps? First of all, nobody gives stamps. And I'm giving here, and they say, oh, it's a golf stamp. I love it. How did you know? I said, well, I know it. But see, what I did here, I infused in his mind a little small thing. It cost me maybe $1, maybe $2 for his stamp. But he goes and at a lunch, he talks to his colleagues, his friends, that, you know, my accountant, he gave stamps, not only stamps, he gave me a golf stamp. My God, that was so cool. Word goes out for $2. Be creative, be different. Something that others don't do in their business. So communicate and be creative. Do different things. If somebody called me that I cannot make the appointment, I'm not feeling good, my secretary in a couple of days will call back and say, Dr. Mitra, I wanted to know how are you feeling today. I'm not only just a business relation, but a friend, personal relationship. Give a personal touch. And then the fourth one is be confident. You got to know what you are in your business. You got to put yourself as an expert. I want to know that when people come to me, they come to me thinking this guy is an expert. That's why I'm going to him. And I got to reflect that. I have so much knowledge. Each one of us should see that no matter what business I am in, I have the true knowledge about that business from A to Z. All bells and whistles should be known to you. You display that when they come. Not as a bragging, but that's what we are. If you don't tell them what you are, they will never know. So you just have to have that confidence, and it comes only when you have knowledge. Your knowledge is your power. Turn it on. Let them know what you know. I do taxes, I do investments, I do life insurance, I do annuities. When they come to me, I'll tell them all those. So that I don't want you to go to someone else. I say, this is one shop. I'll help you all your financial matters. But if I don't tell them that, they will never know. And I'm confident about it because I'm reading, researching, I'm making myself well-knowledge. I'm full of knowledge that is required for my business. I read a lot about the tax law changes and everything. People have always the question. That's why I have the courage to go to radio and answer the live calls. It's not easy, but I do that because I have the knowledge. And then I feel confident. When clients see that you are confident, they feel confident. And they ask me many times, what is your fees? I said, my fee is very fair. But let me tell you, this is what I'd like to deal with you. You come to my office, you ask me as many questions you have, and at the end of our conversation, when you leave paying my fees, go to the parking lot and sit in your car, ask yourself 3 questions. 3 things should go through your mind. And the first thing should be that, why didn't I see this guy before? Second thing that should come to your mind is that, I'm glad I saw him now. And third thing should go through your mind, this guy knows what's he talking about. And I say, if these 3 things don't go through your mind, come back, I'll return your check. Because I want to earn it. And you know, people have come back from parking lot. I have many clients who came back and came to my office and said, Dr. Mitra, I want to tell you that I want to make an appointment for my mom because she needs your help. She needs a genuine support. They can see. Always think the person on the other side of the desk is much more intelligent than you are. We underestimate. We think we know everything. They know a lot. And I respect that. And if you think that way, you will always be genuine. You will always give them the authentic ideas, the right ideas. That's why they come back and say, take appointment for their mom. But this is how You connect, you communicate, you create, and as I said, be confident in what you do. And the last C stands for contribute, give back. I have my $200 here, remind me to take it with me because I remember in Portland I was giving a talk like this, and I always do this trick. I top my $100 bill, and then I forgot to take them. And then the director of the organization sent me a nice note, an email saying, Dr. Mitra, everybody's so inspired with your talk. They're buzzing, they're humming, they're talking about you all the time. But you know, the most special thing that they think, in a very unique and classic way, you donated $200 to our organization. So ladies and gentlemen, contribute, give back. That's an integral part of my business. From the very childhood through now, people have helped me. And that was my mission. And God has given me the grace and the blessing today to have a successful business. I make more than what I need, and I think that extra that I make is not for me. That's to go where it's needed. I think God has chosen me to be that ambassador, to have that extra. Because Almighty thinks that I have the right mind to put it in the place where it should go. And that extra is where I do for the community. A part of the Guru Tax and Financial Services, we created a foundation called Joy Guru Humanitarian Services. That's what my guru wanted, to give back. So we have created this non-profit charitable foundation, and the platform through this, we do various things. We help the community. Very recently, when we had a pandemic situation, the mayor of the city called me and said, can your foundation help us? We are trying to quarantine all our unhoused people in the community. And we want to put them in a place so they don't spread the disease. I said, tell me how much. They sent me itemized expenses of about $29,000 some. Our board approved to give them $30,000 to the city. Afghani refugees came to the city, as many of you know, and Worcester has the welcome reception to all the refugees in our city. And the city manager called me saying, would you help through our foundation to help these Afghani friends to settle down? We gave them $50,000. Very recently, in the month of February, this year the winter wasn't bad, but it was cold, Arctic cold, 425 Pleasant Street, where all the differently abled and elderly people live. That building is run by Worcester Housing Authority, had a flooding. The pipe froze and everything flooded. From 13th floor onwards, everybody had to be evacuated. They were all displaced. Eric Batista, the current city manager, called me saying, can your foundation help to give these people their supplies, their food or anything? I said, how much is needed? They gave me about $24,000. We gave them $25,000 to meet that need. We are there for the community. Now, when you become an entrepreneur who helps the community, people in the community think that he is not only a business owner for us, but he is also a business owner who cares. And that is huge. You are not looking to get something from them. That's not the intent that I do this, that I must get business out of it, but it comes. Invariably, it comes. So when you give back, it returns back to you, even though that should not be your intent. I'm giving it because I want to. The Little League field, the Joshua's Little League field has a light. People play under the light now, the kids. My son used to play there. We initiated to put the lights in there. There is a bench there by our name, me and my wife, that we can go and sit and watch the Little League games. In the senior center, once there was a news in the newspaper saying the piano is broke, and the seniors cannot enjoy the music that they used to have with the piano. My wife and I, we called the director, Amy Waters, and said that we would like to donate a piano so the seniors can enjoy their life. We went and gave the piano. Now, in the various ways you help, it always comes distinguished. Community figures it out, that these are the people. Today, we have a reputation that if nowhere you get the help, you go to Joy Guru or the Guru Tax, they will give it a good consideration. Now, I have a board who are very critical about the giving the money, but they are very compassionate. They see people's need and they make the decision. I think it is our responsibility to give back to the community. I want you to think about the little children, the newborn babies. Visualize a newborn baby in a maternity room, and they are always born with their fingers clenched like this. A newborn baby, they always have their fingers clenched, aren't they? If you visualize it. But when we die, how do we die? Our fingers are not like this. We die like this. Our palms are open. And I come up with this interpretation when I see that. I think when we come on this earth, Almighty sends us with two packages. We are holding it in our fingers, in our fists. One package is the responsibility towards us, our family. And the second package is the responsibility for someone else. It could be one individual, it could be many individuals, it could be for your city, it could be for your commonwealth, it could be for your nation, it could be for the whole world. But you do have another package. And when we die, we're like this. Either we have lost those packages, we have thrown them, we have ignored them, or we have delivered them. You are successful only when you have delivered both packages. You have it. So it is our job to see that we give back. Any extra you have, consider parting it for a good cause. It helps your business. It has helped mine. And I guarantee you it will help no matter what your business is, it will help you when you are a giver. I want all of you to dream. Because dream is really the setting the goal. It is the precursor of reality. Think of people like our leaders, JFK. He dreamt to land a man on the moon, and he did that. Mahatma Gandhi in India dreamt to get the freedom without violence, and he got that. Nelson Mandela, 27 years he was in prison. 27 years, but he never gave up his conviction of civil rights. He came out of the prison, became the president of South Africa. We always remember, I Have a Dream by MLK. So dream. And when you dream, dream high. I always dream high. I think I am the CEO not only of the Guru Tax, I am no less than Bill Gates, I am no less than anyone out there, whether it's Facebook or Disney. I have this business which could be there one day. And you grow your business with that thinking. Don't think that I'm here, they are there. You can always get there. I have a foundation today, Joy Guru Humanitarian Services. And I think it could be a Bill Gates Foundation tomorrow. Me and my wife started, he has his wife started. I'm not saying to compete, but I'm saying that's the spirit I keep. I don't think I'm in the second tier. I think I'm as good as them because I'm born and got educated just like they are. You just have to use your intelligence. You just have to keep your brain active. You always have to learn and know more things. So give back and always think that you have a responsibility. I think entrepreneurs are leaders. We're the movers. We're the influencers. We're the one who can make the difference. And we should do that. Be an entrepreneur so others become proud of you. I wear this pin. I'm a pin man. I love pins. But this is a pin that I made for myself. My staff have it, my wife has it, my sons have it. It says, I want you to be proud of me. Every day I put this pin and I think that I should get engaged in some such activities, the result of which will make you be proud. Now you can do anything. There are two things can happen. Others could be ashamed of you, or others could be proud of you. I tell my two sons, if you know the result, and if you know that your parents are going to be ashamed of you, don't do it. It's as simple. Many leaders today, many political leaders, many film stars, they're losing. Character is the first thing that you don't want to lose. You want to hold on to that. You want to make others be proud of you. Mahatma Gandhi had once said that, if you lose your health, you have lost something. If you lose your wealth, you haven't lost anything. But if you lost your character, you lost everything. So I say, I want everybody to be proud of me. I say to my staff, do our job in such a way that our clients come back and say, hey, I'm proud of the way you did this tax return. I think every tax return is my tax return. My dad taught me, take the ownership. So whatever business you do, whatever job you do, think if it was mine, how would I do it? And you can do nothing but the best because that's yours. Every tax return I do, and I put myself other side and say, if it was mine, how would I do it? That's how I do it. So that's how we do. The essence of true success for an entrepreneur is in giving back to the community, in making another person be successful and touching another life. You think of a cup of coffee. Cup of coffee, you can drink it in either a mug or a paper cup or in a china cup. But the essence of coffee is in its flavor. Equivalently, the essence of our life is not in what kind of suit I'm wearing, how much is my bank balance, how many properties I own, what kind of car I drive, but the essence is, have I touched another life? The last day of my life, somebody asked me, have you touched another life? I should be able to say resoundingly, yes. Create a story for you. And when you do these things, you have a story that you can someday share with your children or grandchildren and make them be better citizen. So entrepreneurs can be so many good, qualities that we can have. I think we live in a country like America. I couldn't do anything. I have a great partner. I think we all should depend on our family. My wife has not been in the limelight so much. I get all the kudos and bravos and standing ovation, everything. I collect everything. I go home, I ring the bell. She opens the door. I say, honey, it's all for you. I couldn't do without her. For the 43 years she has been with me, giving me backup and support. We need that. But most importantly, we live in a country where you have the fantastic opportunity to rise to the level that you want to. No one can stop you if you want to rise there. My example, a guy who came from a different country, different ethnicity, different tradition, different background, different culture, not even knew what John meant, and today I'm standing here giving you all hopefully a speech that will help you. And that's a great blessing that I think that I carry with me. And if I could do it, that you all can do it. You have chosen to be an entrepreneur, now choose to be successful. It's a choice you make. Look into mirror every day and tell that, roll up your sleeves and march on with the banner that I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. President Reagan used to sit on his table in the Oval Office with a banner, with a plaque that used to say, it can be done. This is America. It can be done. That's a national slogan. So I want all of you to rise and take that banner and walk and saying, it can be done. It can be done. It can be done. You can do it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for giving this opportunity to talk to you. I hope I have not gone beyond time. Appreciate it. Anything I can do, I'll be very happy to. Thank you. God bless you all. God bless you.